If you're like me and you love games that feel relaxing, warm, and just straight up comforting after a long day, then 2026 is looking pretty great. There are so many cozy games on the way, from chill life sims to peaceful exploration adventures, and a lot of them are bringing fresh ideas instead of just repeating the same old formula. So in this video, I'm gonna go through some of the upcoming cozy games that really stood out to me for 2026. No stress, no combat-heavy drama, just wholesome vibes, charming worlds, and the kind of gameplay that makes you want to grab a snack and unwind. Let's jump in. Animula Nook. Animula Nook is one of those cozy life sim games that immediately feels familiar, like Animal Crossing or Stardew Valley, but then hits you with a twist so charming you kinda wonder why no one's done it before. In this world, you shrink down to the size of a tiny creature and live inside a giant's room, turning everyday objects into massive landscapes. A stack of books becomes a cliffside, a houseplant becomes a sprawling jungle, and a simple coffee mug suddenly feels like an entire cafe just waiting to happen. You start by building your own little haven on top of a desk, and from there, you slowly expand to other areas like windowsills, shelves, and even vivariums. But instead of chopping wood or mining rocks, you gather whimsical resources: sunlight, raindrops, breezy gusts of wind, forgotten scents, and tiny lost treasures like old coins or buttons. It's all super imaginative and gives the game this dreamy, handcrafted vibe. One thing I really love is just how creative the building system is. You're not just placing furniture, you're repurposing everyday objects. Milk cartons become houses, teacups become shops, spice jars turn into cozy little cafes. And the tools look really intuitive, letting you sketch blueprints or break down objects into modular parts. The world is also filled with adorable tiny folk, little humanoids and creatures you can befriend, give gifts to, and even recruit to join your growing miniature community. Humblets. Humblets takes the survival genre in a totally different direction, turning it into something calm, wholesome, and just really pleasant to hang out in. Instead of worrying about hunger bars, dangerous monsters, or constant grinding, this game focuses on exploration, creativity, and little adventure moments that feel like sharing stories around a campfire. You play as a humblet, a tiny fantasy creature with horns, tails, floppy ears, and all kinds of customizable features. You can change your clothes, dye your outfits, and create a look that feels entirely your own. The world you explore is procedurally generated, meaning every new run gives you a fresh environment full of colorful landscapes, quirky animals, and friendly vibes. One of the coolest twists is how the game handles challenges. Instead of traditional combat, everything is solved using a deck-building card system. When you bump into goofy creatures or obstacles, you enter a card encounter where your strategy matters more than reflexes. You collect new cards as you explore, upgrade them at crafting tables, and build a deck that matches your playstyle. It keeps the game peaceful but still gives you something fun to think about. Then there's the portable tent system, probably my favorite idea. Your tent is your home, and you can pitch it anywhere in the world. Inside, you can decorate it however you like, with crafted furniture, and if you're playing co-op with friends, you can link your tents together to form a shared base that grows as your group explores. Trade Tales. Trade Tales takes the usual cozy life sim formula and flips it into a pretty refreshing direction. Instead of inheriting a cute little farm, you actually start with nothing. I mean, literally homeless, and slowly build your way up into a successful business owner. But even with that big rags to riches idea, the game still keeps everything soft, wholesome, and low pressure. You still get all the familiar cozy samples, farming at your own pace, fishing when you feel like it, mining for materials, or wandering around town meeting new people. The social side is a big part of the experience as well. You can date, build friendships, and eventually start a family if you want. The art style is warm and charming, and nearly everything can be customized, from your character and house to the shops you eventually run. Where Trade Tales really stands out though is how it blends those comfy life sim vibes with light tycoon gameplay. You're not just tossing crops into a shipping bin, you're running actual businesses. You can open bakeries, clothing stores, jewelry shops, and design the interiors however you want. As you grow, you can even set up small factories to automate production, turning raw ingredients into higher value goods. It's surprisingly satisfying, without ever feeling stressful or too corporate. I'll be covering more games just like this one, so if that's your kind of thing, come hang out and subscribe. Everdream Village. Everdream Village is the kind of cozy sim that immediately pulls you in with how open and flexible it feels. Instead of locking you into a tiny farm plot or forcing you to follow a strict layout, this game basically hands you the whole landscape and says, go ahead, shape this however you like. And that freedom is really the heart of the experience. You're rebuilding a little village from scratch, but the real fun starts when you realize you can sculpt the entire world. You can raise hills, dig out ponds, carve rivers that flow exactly where you want, or even start tunneling underground to look for hidden resources. It's farming, but with the creativity of a full-on sandbox builder. And when you feel like taking a break from landscaping, you can just hop on your boat and sail to different enchanted islands. Each island feels like its own little biome playground. Unique animals, special resources, and secrets tucked away for you to uncover. Some places are calm and peaceful, others have magical creatures or rare materials you'll want to bring home. Animals are a big part of the game as well. You can raise them, breed them using genetic systems, and even use magic to temporarily become them. Playing as a cat or dog to complete little challenges or just cause chaos is one of the most charming features returning from Everdream Valley. On top of that, there's a social side with NPC friendships, chores, and even romance options this time around. Tenkemo. Tenkemo takes the idea of a cozy open-world multiplayer game and mixes it with a surprising amount of depth. On the surface, it looks cute and relaxing, but once you start playing, you realize it blends together exploration, building, automation, and creature collecting in a really fun way. It's the kind of world where you can wander around with friends, mine resources, build something huge together, and take care of adorable animals all at the same time. The world is fully voxel-based, so you can dig through caves, chip away mountains, or reshape the terrain just like in Minecraft. But it doesn't stop there. You can set up proper factories, automate resource processing, and connect everything with conveyor belts. It feels like a cozy version of Satisfactory, where you can chill with friends while slowly expanding your little industrial setups. A big part of the game is rescuing animals scattered across the world. They're cute, they follow you around, and they can actually help you fight off the rogue AI bots that act as the game's enemies. So instead of being just pets, they're part of your team. The development story is pretty interesting as well. The game used to be called Paw Rescuers, but the devs had to change the name because scammers were making fake websites, and the old title didn't reflect how big the game had become. So they came up with Tenkemo, a made-up word that doesn't mean anything but gives them a unique brand they can protect. Dragon Shelter. Dragon Shelter brings a really charming twist to the usual farming sim formula. Instead of relying on tools for every little task, you're rebuilding a rundown farm in a world where humans and dragons used to be close, and our job is to bring that relationship back. It's cozy, colorful, and all about working side by side with magical little dragons who actually help you run the place. You start with a neglected farm in a town that's lost its spark. As you rebuild things, you hatch and raise dragons with different elemental powers. These dragons aren't just cute pets, they handle chores with you. Fire dragons can clear debris or help cook, water dragons take care of your crops, and other types help gather food, break rocks, or even assist with crafting. The more time you spend feeding them, petting them, and playing with them, the more helpful they become. Beyond the farm itself, you're slowly bringing life back to the entire community. The villagers are stressed, sad, or emotionally drained, and there's a special mechanic where you and your dragons can sense what they're feeling. Helping them out unlocks new upgrades, new areas, and improves the whole town by a bit. There's also plenty to explore outside your farm, hidden areas, new biomes for specific dragon types, and eggs waiting to be discovered. You can even terraform parts of your land to make special habitats, like warm lava pools for fire dragons or humid zones for water dragons. It keeps everything low stress, with crafting, farming, cooking, and exploration all blending together in a really relaxing loop. Light Up the Town. Light Up the Town is a super wholesome creativity game where you play as Bean, an energetic little ferret living in the snowy town of Bellflower, Colorado. Everything starts to go a bit sideways when your dad, who also happens to be the town's electrician, gets injured right before the annual Winter Festival. Since the whole celebration depends on decorations and twinkling lights, you decide to take matters into your own paws and brighten up the town yourself. The gameplay is simple in the best way. You explore Bellflower in a 2.5D side view, clicking and dragging to toss holiday lights across rooftops, trees, fences, and telephone poles. The lights aren't just static props either. They dangle and sway based on physics, so every strand you place feels organic and a bit playful. There's no failing, no pressure, no timers. It's just you making the town look magical in your own style. As you wander around, you'll collect coins scattered throughout the snowy streets. These coins unlock new decorations, different shapes, colors, and light types, giving you even more ways to express your creativity. The full game features over 10 handcrafted areas to decorate, each with its own charm and layout. The whole vibe is extremely chill. Soft, wintry visuals, cozy holiday music, and voiced characters that make the world feel warm and lived in. It's the kind of game you'd play on a quiet evening with a blanket and a hot drink. Outbound. Outbound is one of those survival games that feels more like a peaceful road trip than a fight for your life. Instead of waking up on a hostile island or running from monsters, you start with an old broken down electric camper van. And that van becomes the heart of your entire adventure. Fixing it up is your first big goal, and once you get it running, the whole world opens up in front of you. The fun really starts when you hit the road. You'll be driving through quiet forests, sunny plains, abandoned industrial spots, each area hiding something useful if you take the time to look around. Scavenging is a big part of the loop, but it's not stressful. You're just slowly gathering metal, wood, electronics, and other scraps to patch up your van or expand its interior. And speaking of its interior, that's where Outbound gets really cozy. The van isn't just transportation, it's your home, your workshop, and your little sanctuary. Everything is modular, so you can decorate and rearrange things however you'd like. Add shelves, set up crafting stations, grow tiny plants, cook meals, or create a small living corner that feels uniquely yours. There's no heavy combat dragging you down. The game is much more about off-grid living, generating clean energy with solar panels and wind turbines, managing power, cooking your own food, and making your van completely self-sufficient. Hozy. Hozy is the kind of game you play when you just want your brain to take a deep breath. The whole idea is simple. You come back to your quiet hometown after years in the big city, and instead of chasing deadlines or dealing with drama, you spend your days restoring abandoned homes and giving old spaces a second life. It feels a bit like House Flipper mixed with the gentle satisfaction of unpacking, but with an even more calming, slow-paced spirit. Every renovation starts with cleaning, and the game really leans into those little that feels good moment. You'll toss trash into bins with satisfying physics, scrub grime off of windows, vacuum floors, and slowly watch each room transform as the dirt fades away. Then comes the restoration, fixing broken items, repainting walls, and patching worn-out floors. Everything feels tactile, smooth, and deliberately relaxing. Once the space is clean and repaired, decorating becomes the fun part. You get a nice selection of furniture and decor, and there are no rules or restrictions. You can place items however you want to create your own cozy vibe. It's very much a go at your own pace, express your style, enjoy the process kind of game. The world around you also reacts in a small but charming way. Plants sway when you brush past them, windows open to let in soft ambient sounds, and dust particles float through beams of light. Adorable Adventures. Adorable Adventures is one of those games that immediately melt your heart. Not because it's flashy or intense, but because it's all about curiosity, nature, and that soft, comforting feeling of going on a tiny journey with a tiny creature. You play as Boris, a mischievous baby boar who gets separated from his family after a forest fire. Your whole adventure is about guiding this little fluff ball through the wilderness in hopes of reuniting him with his mother and siblings. What makes the storyline feel extra special is the Forest Guard narrator. Instead of cutscenes or text boxes, the narrator talks you through the world, reacts to what you do, and guides the story in this gentle, almost bedtime story way. It gives the game a really warm personality without ever feeling heavy. Gameplay is slow, wholesome, and very exploration-focused. Boris uses his nose more than anything, so the scent tracking mechanic becomes your main tool. You'll follow smell trails, discover different foods, and uncover secrets hidden in the forest. The world is filled with handcrafted areas, from cozy forests to rocky highlands to mysterious cave systems, each one inviting you to wander around at your own pace. Along the way, you can interact with animals, complete a herbarium by collecting plants and mushrooms, and join in on playful activities or light platforming sections. Nothing is stressful. It's all about curiosity and gentle discovery. Kitori Academy. Kitori Academy is basically what you'd get if Stardew Valley and Harry Potter teamed up to make the softest, most wholesome magical school life sim ever. You play as a wizard apprentice who moves into a charming magical academy, and from day one, you're joined by your spirit companion, a super cute cat that follows you everywhere. The whole game is built around slow, relaxing vibes where you learn spells, grow magical plants, explore cozy forests, and build friendships with the people around you. The main loop feels really satisfying. You attend magical classes that play out as fun little mini-games, like botany where you grow glowing plants and mystical herbs, potions where you mix ingredients into bubbling tonics, and spellcasting, which slowly expands what you can do in the world. Outside class, you're taking care of your garden plots, foraging around the academy grounds, catching bugs, fishing, and uncovering hidden areas in the surrounding wilderness. Your cat companion is honestly the heart of the whole game. You can pet it, feed it, and play little games with it. The social system keeps everything warm and friendly. Instead of romance, the game focuses on building best friend relationships with other students and teachers. NPCs follow daily schedules, making the academy feel alive as everyone moves between classes and hangout spots. Our Life, Now and Forever. Our Life, Now and Forever is the kind of visual novel that feels like curling up under a blanket during autumn. Soft, nostalgic, and full of those little emotions you didn't realize you missed. It's the spiritual successor to our life beginnings and always, but instead of seaside summers, this time you're moving into the crisp golden world of Golden Grove, a quiet mountain town full of falling leaves and childhood memories just waiting to happen. You play as a kid who moves in with your mom, and the whole adventure begins with a paper airplane landing at your feet. Your first introduction to your new neighbors, Tamarack and Kui. From there, the game follows your life through 4 phases: childhood, adolescence, young adulthood, and adulthood. You literally grow up with these characters, and every choice you make shapes who you become. The 2 main leads, Tamarack and Kui, each bring something special to the story. Tamarack is warm, creative, and deeply connected to nature. Kui is charming, a little mysterious, and dealing with the pressure of being the golden kid. You can romance either one, stay platonic, or even choose a polyamorous relationship later in adulthood. Only if you've built deep enough bonds with both of them though. You can customize almost everything: your looks, pronouns, personality, and how your mom appears so you actually look related. And there are no wrong choices. Your personality evolves naturally based on how you respond to the world. Paralives. Paralives is one of those games that instantly makes life sim fans go, okay, this might actually change everything. It's an indie project, funded almost entirely by the community, and people have been calling it the true Sims competitor for years. And honestly, it's easy to see why. The whole game is built around freedom. No preset boxes, no awkward limits, no you need this DLC to do basic things. Just pure creativity. You create your characters, called Paras, using the Paramaker, which is basically a dream character creator. You can pull their height taller, shrink their shoulders, adjust their legs, tweak their nose bridge, almost everything is draggable. And the color wheel, it's everywhere. Want neon green hair with pastel lips? Go for it. Want your para to wear 5 layers of clothing at once? It actually lets you do that. But the real star is build mode. Now this thing is wild. Curved walls, custom angles, adjustable furniture, custom-sized plots, even couches you can stretch like Play-Doh until they fit your weird corner space. If you love building houses, this game is basically heaven. In live mode, the world becomes one seamless town. No loading screens at all. Paras walk around, go to work, hang out, and have conversations you guide using something called Together cards, which lets you influence how interactions flow. And the part everyone keeps cheering for, the devs promise no paid DLC. Big expansions like weather or pets will be free updates after you buy them. It's a bold move, and it's made players love the studio even more. Haunted Paws. Haunted Paws jumps out right away with its strange but super charming mix of spooky and adorable. It's a cozy co-op horror game where you and your friend play as 2 tiny puppies exploring a giant haunted mansion to save your human. And honestly, it's such a cute idea that it almost feels illegal. The whole story kicks off after your human gets kidnapped by some supernatural creatures, and instead of calling the police, these puppies are like, fine, we'll handle it ourselves. So you sneak around this creepy old mansion, solve puzzles, dig for clues, sniff out secrets, and even bark at ghosts to distract them. You're literally doing dog things, but in a horror setting. The co-op part is a big deal too. You can't really brute force anything alone. You need teamwork for lifting stuff, solving puzzles, and escaping ghost encounters. And the game keeps things fresh by throwing in everything from stealth moments to little boss fights to, for some reason, puppy-sized vehicles. Because why not? One thing that really sets it apart though is the cozy horror vibe. Yes, it's spooky. I mean, you've got the fog, the creaky floors, the haunted furniture, but the game keeps things wholesome. The monsters even have backstories, so defeating them is more about helping them move on rather than destroying them. And if you're a dog lover, this part is going to destroy you. You can customize your puppy to look exactly like your real-life dog. Fur patterns, breeds, cute accessories, all of it. The Regreening. The Regreening has this calm, almost meditative vibe that pulls you in right away. It's not loud or intense, it's peaceful, thoughtful, and kind of soothing in a way that makes you want to sink into its world. Instead of running a polished farm or managing a busy town, you're stepping into a broken earth that's been abandoned, and you're the one who gets to slowly bring it back to life. You play as Viri, part of the tiny group of humans who never left after the planet fell apart. Everything around you is dry, dusty, and buried under piles of old scraps, and your job is to turn all of that mess into something useful. You walk through different biomes, picking up metal, glass, plastic, and turning them into tools or decorations for your little home base. There's no rush, no pressure, no enemies breathing down your neck. Just slow, satisfying progress at your own pace. The best moments happen once you start planting seeds and watching the land respond. Little sprouts start pushing through the soil, patches of green begin spreading across the ground, and suddenly the world doesn't feel so empty anymore. Animals gradually return too. Frogs, tiny critters, and friendly wildlife that make the place feel alive again. The world is also home to gentle folklore spirits, and helping them gives you special abilities that make restoring the environment even more fun. Solarpunk. Solarpunk goes for this super refreshing mix of survival gameplay and hopeful future-focused world building. Instead of dropping you into a grim wasteland or some monster-filled forest, it places you on these beautiful floating islands where advanced tech and nature actually work together. It feels more like rebuilding a bright future than surviving a disaster. The core loop is all about gathering resources, crafting what you need, and slowly building up your own little life in the sky. You'll be growing food to stay self-sufficient, crafting gadgets to upgrade your gear, and constructing buildings that look like a mix of greenhouse and futuristic tech lab. Everything is powered by clean energy, covered in plants, and just peaceful. Exploration is a huge part of the game too. You get your own personal airship, and that instantly makes the world feel bigger and more adventurous. Each floating island you visit has different resources, secrets, and challenges, and traveling between them feels comforting instead of stressful. You can play solo if you want that chill, quiet experience, or you can hop in with friends and build something together, which honestly fits the Solarpunk vibe even more. I hope you found this video helpful. Be sure to leave a comment below if any of these games caught your eye, or if there are other upcoming releases you'd like to hear about. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking and subscribing for more gaming content in the future. Thanks for watching.